Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is May the 25th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty well, and guess what? Guess who's back?
Who's back?
Jimbo's back!
Jimbo's back.
Hell yeah, brother. Welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I just saw you.
You did.
Because
actually,
I just saw you.
We're going to get into that, actually. Yeah, that's actually the food corner for both of us. We linked up in a little bit of a fusion moment, crossover events, you know. We have a mutual friend. Shout out to our guy, Andy. I'm hoping to get Andy on the show one day.
Yeah.
One day.
No, that'd be interesting. That'd be fun.
He's a slippery little marmot. He's a busy guy.
That's
but,
true,
you know,
he is.
one day he's going to cook, and we're going to do, like, maybe a mukbang or something. I have plans, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I would love for you to be
I would
on.
love
I was
to.
literally trying to get that to happen, and then I was like, "Hey man, what are you doing the day after your birthday?" He's like, "Oh, I'm busy." I'm like, "Fuck, fine." So fine. Jimbo only. Real ones only.
Mukbang to be determined.
To be determined, maybe one day. But yeah. So, but speaking of food, speaking of banging some muck, you probably shouldn't say that. That's probably problematic. Whatever. We had some good food last night. There were some tacos at the party.
They looked delicious.
Yeah.
So.
Did you not touch that?
I
you
did not.
Okay,
I didn't.
Well, then let me describe them to you.
I was a fool that ate before he came. So.
Okay, you came prepared. And you were here to do the birthday, and that's important. Jimbo's a main player. Okay, so but for me, I was an eater. The spread was crazy. The protein was chorizo, carnitas, and chicken, I think
I saw
something
chicken
like
on
that.
there. Yeah,
it might have
3
been
or 4.
carnitas or something, but it was some kind of pulled kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was all real yummy, all kinds of sauces. If you're familiar, I think it was Mazunte was what was catered.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so that was wild. Post that food, there was Johnny busted out this cake thing.
Yeah, I saw cakes, cookies.
Yeah, there was the
pies.
Cookies was crazy.
Yeah,
brown butter cookies apparently are superior.
I think that was Johnny that made the cookies.
Yeah,
actually.
he made like 5 dozen cookies apparently.
My guy.
He went crazy. He went full Pillsbury. Like it was wild. Loved him for that. Let's see here. The cake though was like a red bean situation or something. So yeah, I gotta say,
I look suspicious right now.
A review for that. I didn't enjoy it personally, but I'm not a sweet bean guy. I like a savory bean, a Bush's bean,
a baked bean,
I'm
pinto
gobbling.
bean, a black
I'm swallowing.
bean. Yeah,
but the sweet bean, the bean paste, I can't do it. So far, I've tried, and that was another attempt from me, and I said, nope. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
And then there was Andy's mom got a chocolate cake for everybody. So
awesome.
Big old Costco cake.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
So that was nice. The vibes were nice. It was tight. Outside of that, how you doing, Jimbo?
I'm good.
You're
like
solid?
I'm happy, man.
Running it back. Anything new to regale us with? Any exploits?
No, I said I'm doing okay. The wife broke her foot about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, you said it was tennis related?
Yeah, she
That's crazy.
Was playing tennis with her sister, and I think her mom was there, my mother-in-law, and planted to do something, a backhand or something, and it is what it is,
Are we talking like ankle? Are we talking like...
It was a foot.
It was a foot. Okay, all right. Damn,
so
dude.
There's one of the fifth metatarsal, so still non-weight bearing. So
Damn.
She's living off the government right now.
But, get better soon. All
That's right.
So we've done our little chitter-chatter, our preamble. We've talked about the food. We've yapped it up. Let's go ahead and do our startup, little meeting, little powwow, and then we'll go ahead and get into some news if that's okay with you, Jimbo.
Sounds good to me.
All right. As is tradition. I feel like we got some doozies of a stories. Doozy of a story times 4, whatever. All right. Okay. Our first story comes from Hollywood Unlocked, and I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between another story as well from the BBC, so I'll run the titles for those. Man who disappeared 26 years ago found alive near family's home in neighbor's basement. And the BBC one is Algerian man found alive in cellar after 26 years.
So I just want all I've read from this is the one I'm coming in blind, and all I saw was the headlines, and I'm incredibly interested in
this felt like the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt Netflix
show
where it was just like, okay, like this is like a crazy, like kind of funny fantasy joke that's like loosely based in a fictional
kind of like that shit that happened in Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly that event. And it's like, it's this, but like, no, your family's actually super close to you, 300 feet away from you, 200 meters, and you didn't say anything. You didn't speak. And I guess we'll get into the reasons on why there. But a man who has disappeared 26 years ago when he was about 18 or 19 has now been found alive just 300 feet from his family's home in a neighbor's basement. Let's see. According to the New York Post, via Algerian media outlets, a man named Omar bin Omran, who went missing in 1998, around 18 or 19 years old, was found alive last weekend in a cellar of his alleged kidnapper's home that sits only 100 yards from his family's home in Algeria.
A football field away.
Yeah, dude. And
for almost 3 decades.
Yeah, and not to mention, there's some added context that I picked up here, because I kind of thought the way that Hollywood Unlocked worded it made it feel like this is a very local story, and it is, but like on top of this story, like dude, you can make a movie out of this shit. This guy went to war, was lost in a war, and turns out he was in a neighbor's basement this whole time. Like, that's the plot twist here. Let's see. Omar bin Omran disappeared from Djilefla in Algeria during the Algerian Civil War in the 1990s when he was in his late teens.
Okay.
But like I said, he's now just been discovered 300 feet from where he grew up. And his reasoning, he said, because the man who kept him was some 61-year-old, they arrested him. Now, from Hollywood Unlocked, we find out the reason that they even found out. It was tipped from the 61-year-old captor's brother because they were in a dispute online, and he was getting into some petty shit like, you got to do kidnap downstairs in your basement. Like, what the fuck?
Shit.
And like, it spilled out, and then that was like a tip that they used to find him. And they find him, and he's like confused. He's like in like a stupor, and they're like, so like, what's been going on? What's happening? And he's like, anytime I saw my family, I felt like I was under a spell, and I couldn't talk to them.
Oh, okay.
And this is where I'm like, and I'm like, is this where you leave it off in the movie? And like, we look back at the captor, the 61-year-old guy, and he's like Rasputin?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, am I missing something? Like,
there's nothing more to that.
That's where we're at with it, more or less. That's the information that I pulled from these two things. Like, this guy has just grown a long beard. He left to war as a child. It's been at home, a full-grown man. He saw his family multiple times. Couldn't speak.
I'm also speechless.
And I've been wrapping my head around that for a couple of days, trying to figure that out, square that circle, you know. So
drugs, hallucinogens,
maybe
something in the air.
Maybe there's more to details.
Yeah,
and like I didn't want to.
There has to be.
I didn't want to be rude because I was thinking maybe like he might be a little like a special need kind of thing.
Maybe
or
who
something.
knows? Maybe,
but like. You went to war, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that maybe the war's that bad where they're going to... Sure, it's a good point to add. It was a civil war. Yeah. She could get real gully. We need anybody and everybody. It was the 90s.
That's crazy, though.
So, yeah dude. This was one that was more questions than answers, but I felt that I wanted to talk about it.
We got to follow up on this.
I definitely should.
Please
do,
yeah.
If I get any more details, I'll definitely keep y'all appraised.
That's insane.
But we have an update, I guess you could say, indirectly in the whale world of the whale wars.
Whale wars.
Dude, man's fighting back, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It feels bad, but I should have expected it.
Of course. The recent, full frickin' pincer attack from the Shamus, the killer whales.
Team Gladys is out there, dude.
Dude.
They're knocking out boats left and center.
Yeah,
and like,
man.
I see the scientists, they're trying to run propaganda. Like, actually, they're just playful. They're just like playing a little game. Yeah. And it's like, no, I think they
playing
hate
a game
these
with your
boats.
fucking life,
I
bro.
think they're like, we want to play a game of sink this ship because we hate that ship. And like, I won't make the joke
Stop
of like
warming our waters, please.
Sure, of course. But I think they literally, it's just on like this is loud and annoying. Like, don't get me wrong. My neighbors, I try to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
But when they thump and they bump, I want to turn into Team Gladys Killer Whale.
Enough is enough.
I would level this complex if it would bring me peace. Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to sleep for work,
Yeah.
I'd hit a rudder. I'd do it. So look, I get it. But that's not about that. This is about man. We're going Planet of the Apes, and we're fighting back, and I don't know if it's the best way.
Okay.
From NBC News, man is fined after trying to body slam killer whale. A New Zealand man, my guy. You would think this was an American, but of course it's not. It's like the Southern Fried American, the New Zealand.
That's right. That's right. There's an Australian and New Zealand. Just kidding.
They're pretty close, I feel. A New Zealand man has been fined over a social media video in which he tries to body slam an orca swimming next to his boat in what officials called stupid and extremely irresponsible behavior. In a video the Department of Conservation says was shared to Instagram in February, the 50-year-old Auckland man, whom authorities did not name, jumped off the boat into waters off the coast of Auckland suburb of Devonport, where an adult male orca and a calf were swimming nearby. The man yells, "I touched it," to the other people on the boat, and then asks, "Did you get that?" An apparent reference to whether his encounter with the orca was successfully filmed. He then tries to touch the animal again. Other people aboard the vessel can be heard laughing and cheering in the background. So, I mean, I think that's kind of the extra added bummer, too, that he did this to, like, a cheering-ass audience, and, like, no one said, "Dude, get the fuck out of there, dude. Like you're dumb."
I guess I personally didn't realize it was illegal or finable to touch wildlife in the ocean. Like,
I think it's one of those things where
not
it's
that I'm advocating you do it.
If it's a protected thing,
okay,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure pretty much
Yeah.
like most, and maybe it's a cruel irony, but like, yeah, you can't maybe go out of your way and like start fucking up sharks and shit. Even though you're thinking like, I mean, it's a shark, right? Like, it's them or me.
Yeah.
But like, you got to prove it's a them or me
I
thing.
understand.
And in this situation, this guy's like, I'm gonna fuck with a killer
Yeah,
whale.
that's true.
I'm
full belly flop
gonna
on this
suplex
thing.
Shamu.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. And I think the thing is too,
totally
it seems
fair.
like maybe
Yeah.
he's either fucking with a calf or at least around a calf, which is dangerous.
Sure.
Because that's when they're going to be the most protective.
Again, Jimbo is not advocating for
For
the belly flopping on top of whales.
It was one of those things where it's just like, and then another thing, dude, and this is maybe me being an old man boomer, but like, you're reporting the crime. Like, well, just keep this for yourself.
Yeah,
This is a special video for you and your boat friends.
That's right.
You know?
Don't self-incriminate.
You know, like you're on a bayou or whatever. Whatever happens on a bayou happens. Obviously, they're not on a bayou, but like bayou rules. If you're gonna slam a croc, you keep that between you and your friends.
I think that's the best way
You
to
know
go
what
about
I mean?
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, once again, we're not advocating slamming crocs. They do death rolls, and they're like
it hurts from what I've heard.
And crocs are cool. Don't do that to them. But like, if you're gonna, don't report your crime, you dumbass. Like, then you kind of ask for it.
I'll send it to me though. We'll give the email at the end.
Yeah, we'll definitely
give the
key
email.
over about it, maybe. But you know, silly. But this is an update in the whale wars. So, you know, we'll see what happens from Team Gladys or another whale. Maybe they're going to slam us, you know? Maybe they're going to drop kick one of our kids.
They're going to start breaching and just rolling over on us and shit.
Jimbo, I'm going to level with you. I kind of am rooting for the killer whales. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool. That's cool.
You know what I mean? Like, what happens if they fuck up a yacht? It's not my problem, you know?
I've never had an issue watching stupid people get hurt.
Yeah.
So,
and this isn't a Planet of the Apes thing where they're going to come on land, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be out of water.
Yeah.
You know, I'm safe.
Yeah, one place you'll never find me is in the ocean.
Killer whales, I agree with you. I shouldn't be there. You stay where you are. I'll be right here on land.
Stick to my lakes and rivers. And
If we're ever in a day after tomorrow situation, then you come find me.
That's right.
And hopefully I have gills by then. No, whatever. Anyway, from one story to another, let's move on to another thing from Unilad. Couple shocked after discovering man having sex with their pink Tesla for 3 hours. Dude, talk about stamina.
I was going to say, dude, like, dude, the rhino pills from your BP, dude. Like,
tantric sex with
for the Americans listening? Yeah, dude.
Dude, no, they got to have some shit in the UK that's like that, right? Some stinger pills or some shit, yeah?
Some warm beer pills and
some gravy beans.
Some beans
bullshit.
on bread. And, yeah.
I feel right and randy.
Just kidding. We love you guys.
We do love you.
70-76, but you know.
Dude, you know they're having an election?
Yeah, there's a lot in 24.
Yeah,
24 is
dude.
crazy in election years.
It's
so
busy.
as election years go, I mean.
Yeah, man, it's wild. But yeah, a couple was left scratching their head over what to do after noticing a man having sex with their Tesla in video footage. I don't know why they put it in quotations. He was fingering it. He was kissing it. He was sucking on it.
It was a whole thing.
If it had a tailpipe, he would be fucking it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I just kind of want to summarize this shit real quick. To me, it's weird because they watched it and like filmed it a bit for the hours. And I get that you need to like get evidence of this shit, so like we know like, hey, this guy tried to fuck my wife's car.
At what point are you complicit though? Like
a little bit, because that's kind of been the diaspora. I've listened to some other people like Weird AF News, little plug there. He kind of made a similar point to what you're making, where it's just like, why are you watching this? Like, are you okay with it? Because you didn't say anything.
Like if you got like an hour and a half of footage or like 20 minutes of footage, anything, like, get what you need. Get what you need.
Are you a director now? Like, are you Spielberg? Because what's up? But then here's the snag, and this isn't me doing like gender male values or anything like that, but like this is like team dynamics, right? Because you're looking at a freak out there. I'm kink shaming. I'm gonna say it. Like, I don't care if he's a mechanophile or whatever. He's fucking some stranger's car.
Yeah,
that's too freaky.
Yeah.
So you and your spouse watch this shit. I don't think you send your wife out to work alone to just fear for herself.
That's what blew my mind too.
It's a little weird. Yeah. If I'm the wife, I'm like, no, come out with me.
Yeah.
What if he has jigsaw potential? What if he has a Saw game trap?
Yeah.
You don't know. What if I'm the next car? I don't want to get fucked, honey.
Who knows, man?
So, hey, whatever. I do think it's kind of fucked up that there's no South Korean, because it took place in South Korea, like law that the police could use after this to get the guy. So
he didn't expose himself.
I
then,
guess
you know what I mean? Because I feel like
he was fingering and kissing and
okay,
but no,
like nothing below the trowel.
He was a pro.
Yeah, well, hey,
you
man,
can tell it wasn't his first car.
Not as exactly.
But like, you would think there's something they could do, like trespassing or whatever.
Right.
But meanwhile, this husband is like ruminating on like the South Korean equivalent of Reddit. Like, well, what should we do? Like, was it the pink body wrap on the Tesla? Like, should we take that off? And I'm like, I don't think that's going to stop this guy's freak.
Why did you not punch him until he was missing teeth?
Or at least yell, like, hey, you.
Maybe I'm
don't come around here no more. Yeah. Like, at least Tom Petty this motherfucker. Like, so, a little odd, a little weird, but
just a little.
I couldn't help myself. I figured I had to talk about it with you, Jimbo. And honestly, we're going from one weird to another weird. And honestly, I think I needed a little bit of a break. I need to take a little bit of a fiver to collect myself.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is bringing me down. It's bad news, And maybe it's not bad news to you. Maybe you were prepared for this. The writing was on the wall. I was too, but I just didn't. It's all about the location sometimes.
I mean, you know where I work and what I do for a living, so
that's true. You probably have the long form charts like it's coming.
This is relevant and not relevant.
You already knew. You were Nostradamus of this shit. Truly,
that's right.
Yeah. Here you go, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for this tobacco.
Yeah, products. All things that you could find at a newsstand.
In Mendocino County.
Yeah, whatever. You pick a county. Theoretical, real. Where is Isaiah's newsstand? Some say Ohio. Some say other dimensions. We haven't really confirmed it yet.
Jupiter. Uranus.
Yeah. We do talk about Jupiter donuts.
True.
Yeah. I had a filled Long John with like the the icing?
Okay.
That shit was banging.
Yeah. Are you a custard cream like filling guy?
If you're gonna give me a filling, I used to hate it, but now I will take it. Like, if it's Bavarian, it's fine.
Okay.
The filled, like, whipped
I'm
ice cream.
real basic with them, dude. Yeah.
I get it.
Like a jelly or like a Bavarian.
I do like a jelly nowadays, too.
That's as far as I'll go. And I don't... Do you like an icing on top and a filling? Like, do you feel like that's too much?
Good question.
Or are you okay
good
with
question.
that? You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I will say when it comes to it, though, I've grown to kind of like the cream cheese on top as opposed to like the icing on top.
Yeah, I like a good cream cheese spread.
Once again, keeping it on Jupiter Donuts, they have this thing called a raspberry storm where they put the raspberry shit on top with a cream cheese or an icing on top, and then they fill it with the raspberry jam.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
Hella good.
Okay.
I didn't like filled shit or jelly filled shit until I had that.
Okay.
So
okay, I mean, because I don't like to get overwhelmed, I guess. Maybe
no, for
it's
sure.
a sensory
for
thing.
Sure.
Like I'm like a 2 pizza topping, maybe 3 max if
There's
one of them's
no
a
need to go
vegetable
to
or
5.
something. Like, dude.
Why
what are we doing,
going
guys?
nuclear?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
We've left God behind.
Exactly.
At that point.
Yeah, God is no longer here when we're at 5 pizza toppings. Like,
but speaking of God leaving us behind, let's talk about our plastic balls. From NPR, plastic junk. Researchers find tiny particles in men's testicles. I mean, I've covered a bit of this where we've talked about, like, there's plastic in our system.
Just the microplastics.
The microplastics, it's already in there. We already have made of PVC. It's because of, like, the plastic bottles. It's in the air. Like, there's just no escaping it. And I think, to me, the biggest finding was, I'll just kind of skip ahead here. New research published this month finds microplastics can build up in the testicles of humans and dogs, raising more questions about the potential health impacts of these particles. So they kind of said in the study that they use dogs as a sentinel. I like to use the canary in the coal mine.
Sure.
Where it's just like, oh, your anatomy here is very similar to ours, so we'll just kind of use this as comparison and say, like, it's a good study. And they kind of found that it's like, damn, we took the dogs, we took these guys, both plastic in here.
Yeah.
We boil it down, there's PVC in here, what's up?
we're going to be looking like fucking Ken dolls in the next 20 years,
yeah,
bro.
man. If we can even reproduce, who knows? Maybe this is a children of men situation that we're running towards. And, there's going to be like one pregnant lady or whatever.
Could be.
That'd be wild. I don't want to see Clive Owen being sexy in a trench coat again.
No. Not if we can help it. Not if we can help it.
Left that behind. So, I mean, yeah, it's a bummer, but I mean, at this point, my ass at 33, I don't know, man. Like, the way the world looks, I really wasn't thinking too much about kids. So if you're telling me I'm pretty much kin down here, then, like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
as long as the other thing still works,
As Lil Wayne would say, how is shoot if it's plastic? So I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's really all I had. I know I riffed on it, but by all means, read NPR if you want to get the details. But Jimbo, do you have anything else to add?
And it's just, drink out of metal water bottles, guys.
That's true. I think you get better bang for your buck anyway. Your shit stays colder. Like, that's been revolutionary for me.
And obviously it's what you can afford at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's no shaming ever.
No, yeah, sure.
You can get 50 fucking water bottles for like $5. I understand, but it's like if you can get a Brita filter and a metal water bottle, it'll make a difference, man.
Hopefully. But maybe I'm just a pessimist here. I kind of think that, like, once you're telling me it's airborne, once you're telling me that, like, there's, like, it's potentially on your food somehow.
Like everyone's using fucking Teflon and shit. Like, are you gonna make major lifestyle changes for the rest of your life? It's tough, man.
Thanks.
It's tough. And then I feel it.
But I'm kind of a little bit of a pessimistic doomer in that way.
I mean,
I'm just like, whatever. Do you know about Morgan Spurlock? I talked about him yesterday.
Yeah, he died.
He fucking died.
Yeah.
Cancer, dude. Like, so, I mean, if I'm going to get fucking cancer.
That's the thing, dude. Like, I work in healthcare, and it's, you just like colonoscopies. Oh, you turn 50, get a colonoscopy. It's been 40 for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like young people are getting colon cancer.
Yeah.
And like it's getting bad and like it's getting metastatic because they're not getting checked until they're 50 and they've had that shit since they were 41.
True.
Like,
you've been cranking plastic for so long,
and it's
you
not
got to get
just
ahead of that.
It's not just that.
True,
that's
true. Yeah, I'm kind of joking a little.
But you're not wrong. It's,
but you're
so
right
much
to, like,
shit, dude.
checking your shit, being on it.
Just be mindful. Just be mindful. That's all you can do. That's all, as an average American citizen, all you can do is be mindful.
You're still a man if you get your shit checked out. You're still, get that shit run through a little bit. Open that butthole a little bit. See what's up.
You got to pay for insurance. Go get your fucking prostate exam once a year, dude.
And I'm telling y'all this, audience, but really, I'm telling it to myself so that I can do it.
That's right. Blood test results will be in an episode in a month from now.
Oh gosh, so. I'll put that on the Patreon. There we go. There we go. I'll paywall that shit. Like, hey y'all, I'm dying.
See from what for $5?
I'm dying, and Diddy did do it. You know? Oh! Okay, but yeah, that's it. Anything else you wanted to plug or bump or anything like that?
I'm good, man.
You good, Jimbo?
I'm good.
You gonna call it? All right. Well, hopefully we see y'all soon for some more good news. We love ya. Bye bye. Mwah.